Hi, everyone. Welcome back and thank you for joining us again. This is the second session in our Prep Power Hour series. If you were here with us last time, you already know the format. If you're new, here's what to expect. So each month, we will be focusing on real accessibility challenges and walking you through live how Prep addresses them in practical day to day workflows. In the last session, we covered about templates, documents following same structure. If you are interested in knowing more about that, please reach out to us separately and we can share a recording and more details about that topic. And this series in specific is not just about theory or high level compliance talk. It's about the actual documents teams struggle with and how to fix them efficiently at scale. So across the series, we are covering things like complex forms, scanned PDFs, repetitive templates, documents packed with tables, figures, math content, layered structures, the most complex of documents. We will be covering them in this series. And basically the files that keep showing up in your queue and they are never getting simpler. So we're glad you're here. And just as important, we want this to be useful for you. Drop your questions and real world challenges in the chat and the Q&A section. The more interactive this is, the better it will be for everyone. So quick housekeeping notes. So before we start, I just want to share some quick notes to make the most of today's experience. Closed captions are available. We've enabled them, but you can also toggle them on from your toolbar. If you are on your mobile, you need to tap on your screen to see that option. We are also recording today's webinar, and the recording will be sent to all registrants in the next few days, along with an accessible version of the deck that I will be presenting. Please feel free to type your questions in the Q&A section on Zoom at any time. We'll address them during the Q&A segment towards the end, but if the question that you have is relevant to the topic that I'm presenting, we'll try to take them up during the presentation as well. And of course, we plan to spend the last 10 to 15 minutes focusing on your questions. So please share with us. And also, if you have any detailed question, we'll also share our contact information so you can reach out to us directly, and we'd be happy to connect and walk you through anything of interest. And also, if you don't get to all the questions, so we'll follow up with the FAQ document so that no one misses out on the answers. So talking about today's webinar, so let me quickly walk you through what we'll cover. So we'll start with the complex PDF layouts, so which are multi-column pages, layered content, and mixed reading order. These are where accessibility usually breaks down. So we'll take a look at how to approach them correctly. We'll then move into making visuals and tables accessible, which would mean basically including meaningful alt text, complex graphics, and properly structured table cells in the table to make sure that the screen reader output is accurate and the end user has the optimal experience. And then we'll be, of course, touching on the compliance expectations, what WCAG and PDF UA actually require, and how our PREP's inbuilt accessibility checker make sure your documents are compliant. And finally, we'll be talking about scaling remediation across teams as well, and how you can move from those one-off fixes to a sustainable, repeatable process with the tool and the solutions that we have. And our aim is that by the end, you'll have a practical framework on how to handle complex PDFs and scale accessibility the right way. So before we move on to the technical aspect, I just wanted to introduce my company, our company Continual Engine, and our tool for those who are hearing us for the first time. So Continual Engine, we are an award-winning organization. We work with organizations globally to make digital content accessible at scale without breaking the teams down. Our offerings span the full digital accessibility lifecycle, which includes website accessibility audits and remediation, documents and PDF remediation, accessible ebooks, EPUBs, video captioning, which includes audio description and closed captioning, image accessibility and all text, accessibility consulting, and detailed roadmap as well. Uh, And of course, ongoing compliance support with standards such as WCAG, PDF UA, ADA, Title 2, Section 508, and EAA. But at the center of this ecosystem is PrEP, our PDF and document remediation platform. So PrEP is built to simplify and accelerate document accessibility. It combines proprietary AI with human expertise to remediate PDFs and other documents efficiently, handling complex structures like forms, tables, scanned documents, and scale remediation across different departments and the complete institute. So together, Continual Engine and Prep are giving teams flexibility. You can use the platform or a service, which of course we delve into later, or a combination of both, depending on the capacity, your timelines, and complexity. You can structure the model according to your needs. But the goal is simple: to make accessible content delivered consistently at scale. Just a quick intro about me. I'm Shubham. I'm the client excellence lead at Continual Engine. My role sits right between the product, services, and client. So, what I'll be sharing today comes directly from what we see universities and accessibility teams struggle with every single day. Before we get too technical and discuss why accessibility, what PrEP gives to the users, we'll discuss why accessibility matters in this digital world. And of course, everyone here might be aware about it, but I just wanted to touch upon this topic. So digital content volumes are exploding. Of course, we all know that, and every department is publishing more PDFs, more reports, course materials, more policies. And what this really means is the problem is compounding. If accessibility isn't built into the workflow, the backlog grows faster than the teams can manually fix it. And at the same time, expectations are tightening. This isn't just about best practice anymore. Regulations are becoming more explicit, more enforceable, and less forgiving. ADA Title 2 update, Section 508 requirements, European Accessibility Acts are raising the bar. They're no longer asking whether you tried or not. They're asking whether your digital content is actually usable and compliant. And here's where the risk becomes very real. Inaccessible PDFs are no longer invisible. They're discoverable, testable, and measurable. And if a document fails basic structural or tagging checks, that's not theoretical risk, that's documented non-compliance. So the real question isn't do we care about accessibility, it's basically do we have visibility into where we are actually standing today. So understanding readiness today requires clear reporting, measurable compliance, and accountability across teams. So without that visibility, organizations are essentially guessing. And guessing is not a strategy, it's in this regulatory environment. So quickly touching upon why accessibility is mattering for the end users. And again, everyone is aware about this. So for learners, it's simple. They need equal access to syllabuses, textbooks, exams, courses, material without fighting through navigation barriers or broken reading order. Accessibility isn't an enhancement. It's the difference between participation and exclusion. So for education institutes, it's about inclusive learning at scale. When content is accessible, you strengthen your reputation, students support student success, and also reduce legal exposure. And at the same time, you're saving time. For compliance team, the focus shifts from proof to process. They need documented, scalable remediation aligned with WCAG and ADA Title 2, not just fixes, but evidences that those fixes are meeting these standards. And for organizations more broadly, accessibility improves usability for everyone across devices, across abilities, across contexts. Clean structure, better navigation, more intuitive experience. Accessibility raises the quality of the content overall. So today, what we are going to do is, and again, this slide is something you might be familiar with, is the document accessibility challenges that you are seeing in your workspace. So when we look at document accessibility challenges, more issues start at the structural level. So we often see completely untagged PDFs or files that are technically tagged but poorly. The structure doesn't reflect the visual layout, so screen readers can't interpret the content properly. Multi-column layouts are another common problem that we see. Visually, they look fine, but the reading order is all messed up, making documents confusing or unusable for the end users. Tables, when you talk about tables, it's one of the most complex content that we see users struggle with. And they frequently break because headers aren't currently maybe tagged, the column span merge cells are not accurately tagged. Talking about images, so chart graphs are shared without meaningful descriptions. All text, we understand it's subjective, so it should cover the basic aspect of what the image is talking about so that users understand those image. And decorative elements are often tagged as content, which of course should be untagged. So individually, these small issues, they might seem small, but collectively they become really large, and at scale, they become a serious usability and compliance risk. So fixing these kind of problem, these kind of layouts in prep is what we're going to see today. What we are going to start with is fixing the reading order of the content of multi-column structure and how prep is automatically tagging it. Then we'll be moving on to images, how prep can create automated alt text for images, chart, graphs, those kind of structures. And then we'll move on to tables, is where prep can show you how you can work with complex tables running over multiple pages. And if the table is not correctly tagged by prep, how quickly you can make that change. So now I am moving on to the prep screen. Uh, and I'll quickly start with an overview of the dashboard for the users who are seeing prep for the first time. So here you have the prep dashboard. Prep stands for PDF and document remediation platform. And once you log in, this is the dashboard that you see, and the dashboard gives you information for you to track your document and track your progress across the university as well. So you have on the left top is the document upload count, which are new, in progress, completed, the total number of files. Then you have the recent exports. So while uploading a document on Prep, you can only upload a PDF, but when you are exporting a document from Prep, once you've done the remediation, you can export your document into an accessible PDF, HTML, Word, or an EPUB format. So these are the four formats that Prep supports once you've done the remediation. Then on the left middle, we have the alt text count. So Prep has the unique ability to create automated alt text for STEM and non-STEM content. So your math formula, chemistry equations, those kind of graphs, charts, maps, all of those complex images can have automated alt text, and as a user, you just have to review it. And then you have the service orders. So Prep has at Continuous Engine, we do have an in-house document accessibility team as well. So any of your time-sensitive documents, super complex document, you can outsource from this platform. And this service order is basically just a view of that, how many documents you've sent, how many are under review, work in progress. These are the different stages that we show on the dashboard. And then if I scroll down, so this is the PDF library of all the documents that I have worked on in my account. And if I'm an organization admin, I can see files uploaded by different users in my organization as well, which means I can go into the file, check upon their progress if they're stuck anywhere, help them out if they need it. And a lot of different capability comes in when you're an admin. But to upload a document, you simply have to go to the upload file and drag and drop a document that you wish to remediate. And I'm uploading 4 files at once. So yes, Prep allows you to bulk upload as well. So I'm just uploading the 4 files that I'll be covering today. And once you upload a file, what happens is now Prep start remediating these documents in the background. So once you upload the file, Prep will remediate them in the background. And this is what's happening. All of these documents are currently under pre-processing stage, which means Prep is tagging them. And once that's done, we can go into the document and start reviewing it. So with Prep, It's more of a review task that you would have to do rather than a remediation task that the user would have to do. So we would be remediating the document rather than, we would be reviewing the documents rather than remediating. But in the meantime that the documents are being processed, so one of them is processed, another one looks it would be done quickly. But before that, I'll quickly walk you through the prep resources. So these are inbuilt resources for all our users to learn prep quickly. So we have a prep training in place. It's a couple of hours of training. It doesn't just covers basics of prep, but also the basics of remediation. So you have basics of remediation, a complete module on it. So any new user, new to this world altogether, can quickly learn about what is document accessibility. Then we have a quick start guide. This is a simple document to give you the lay of the land, what the different screens are, different features are. The third and the most important resource is the prep videos. So these are series of videos which supports a user in their complete journey at different stages. So we have a series which is getting started with the tool once you've just signed up, once you've just received your login details. Then we have the using the remediation tag editor. This is just to get you started with how the remediation on prep works. Then we have an understanding tagging type series, which is the most commonly used, most popular, and also has the most number of videos. It includes uh, all different tag types that you can see in a document. So it has about 27 videos in it. And it starts from tagging a list, tagging tables, different type of forms. So you have form tags, list boxes, text fields, radio buttons, then all text, formula tagging, artifacts. So different type of content is covered in this series. So this again are all under 2-minute videos so that users can quickly learn that information without spending hour-long sessions on just to understand one simple content. Coming back to the prep screen, all my documents are ready to be reviewed. So once they say ready to remediate is when I can go into the document and start reviewing it. And again, this maybe took, I would say, like 30 to 40 seconds to tag or automatically tag all these documents. So I can start. So we'll be starting with a simple 3-column file. And again, I just quickly give you a basic overview of what the screen is. So this is the remediation screen. On the left, you have the tag tree, and on the top, you will have some navigation options, and on the right, you have some features. But how prep tags a document is with boxes. So each content will have a box around it. And on the left top, you have the tag type, what kind of tag it is. And on the right top, you will have the reading order, the order in which it will be read by the screen reader. So you have this image as one, which is this image. Then you have this heading level one. Then you have this paragraph here, which is the third item on the page. Then the reading order comes here. So this goes from 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it goes to the second column and then it goes to the third column. So here prep has correctly tagged everything for me. I don't have to make any changes because this was more like a straightforward 3-column structured. So I don't have to make any changes here. Just by spending, let's say, 5 seconds on this page, I was able to make sure this is correctly tagged. So I can move on to the next page where we might see some complications. So here in this specific page is where it becomes, the reading order becomes a little complex. Why I say that is because the reading order on prep, how prep has tagged it, is it goes from one. So this is the first three tags. So one, two, three, and this is the fourth tag, and then it goes to here, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, and then so it covers the top portion of the page first. Let me just zoom out so we can see the page in full. And then it talks about this image and then covers the bottom portion of the page. But if we look at the document, so this first column completely should be read first, and then the second column, and then the third column. So again, why prep got confused here is because the reading order is a little difficult to understand because you have this image here coming in between, and the text is divided by the images, or the paragraphs are columns are divided by the images. That's why it's a little difficult for prep to comprehend what would be the reading order. But in few clicks, you can fix the reading orders as well. So here, after this 4, I would want this paragraph to come first. So what I can do is simply select all the tags here and drag and drop them after this 4 tag. So I can just drag and drop them after the 4th tag. So now it has the reading order as 5, 6, 7, 8. It was 4. So now we have the first order as correct, or the first column as in the correct order. Then if we move on to second, so this is currently tagged as H2. I'd like this to be a paragraph again. So I can go to this tag type drop down and just make that as paragraph. And then we have the reading order 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, but this is now 14, 15. But in actually, it should be after this. So these 4 paragraphs should come after this 13th tag. So I can just drag and drop all the selected items after the 13th tag. So now they are 14, 15, 16, 17. And then it goes to 18, 19, 20, 21. 22 is currently the images reading order, but of course you can change that as well. So let's say you want the image to be tagged or read after this 25th order. So you can select this 22 tag here. And this is also one of the places where you can make the change. So you want this to be 26. So you can just type in that order and it will be 26. So just by dragging and dropping few tags, I was able to make sure that this specific reading order is also accurate on this page. Once you've done this correction, we also have a unique output, which is the preview feature, which allows you to review your document, basically how it would be read by the screen reader. So this preview basically is giving you the choice or the NVDA output of the page. So it gives you the content, how it is structured. So you have this paragraph first, then this paragraph, then this paragraph, then this is the paragraph again. And let's say you'd like to make this as H2. So you can again change that tag type from here and then refresh the output. So we'll see the size of this specific content will also change. So in the preview, it gives you the order in which the content is structured, and each type of tag will have its own separate view or a font size or a structure on the preview. So this H2 will have a larger font, a bolder font than your regular paragraphs. So here you have the content. And again, just by quickly reviewing it, you are making sure your structure of the page is accurate. And within just dragging and dropping tags on these columns, you were able to make sure that the screen reader output is correct and the reading order is also correct. Great.
Shubham, we have a couple of questions. Would you like to address them?
Yes, I believe we have one question from Kristen.
Yeah,
Is the
and
license
one
per
from
university
Elena.
per user? Kristen, we'll take that in the end. We do have both options. And we have another question from Arena, which is when an already OCR document is remediated in prep, the OCR is the OCR embedded, or is it a second OCR layer on top? So if the OCR is already done on the document, prep will not OCR it, although prep has an inbuilt OCR. But if there is no OCR on the document, prep will automatically OCR it and then show you the result. But you also have the option to do a redo OCR. So if you have the OCR document, but still you want to do the prep, use the prep OCR, you have a checkbox which says redo OCR, and the OCR again runs on the document. Great. So
Thank you.
with that, we'll move on to our second topic of the day, which is writing alt text for charts, graphs, those kind of complex images which requires a detailed description. So here we have an image, and again, to write an alt text, you either have to have a knowledge of this graph or chart, or maybe you have to be an alt text expert. But on prep, even if you are neither of those things, you can write an alt text. So you can simply click on image, go to the alt text checkbox here, and from the drop down category, you simply have to select image, and a prompt comes out where you can tell prep the kind of alt text you want. So let's say I just need a short textual description, and prep will create that description for me. So I know there are some users who are using third-party tools to create an alt text, but now you get everything under one roof, which is prep. Then we have the description here, and let me just paste it in the chat so that everyone can quickly read it. And then I'm just going to say, or maybe in a different graph, let me just say give a detailed description. But in the short description as well, prep understand there are two pies showing the percentage of the worldwide regulated open-end funds by regions. And then after every region that is mentioned, the graph, it is also showing that exact percentage that is mentioned. And it also follows that alt text writing guidelines, which is you don't have to start with a like image talks about because that's redundant. So those kind of guidelines, the general guidelines are also taken care by prep. But and all a user is now currently doing is just reviewing if these numbers are correct or not, if these names are correct or not. And any user can just quickly review it. And we'll take a few more examples of these kind of graphs. So this was a pie chart, but this maybe is a simple graph. Let's look for a complex one. Let me look for the fourth graph. So yeah, this is probably a longer graph, let's say, because it has all the months. It might require a detailed description. So again, you simply select on image, click on alt text, and here, let's say I need a longer description. So I can just say give a detailed textual description and click on generate. And again, because it's a detailed description, so it will take like a second or 2 seconds more than the short description. But it's basically understanding what the graph is talking about and writing. So here again, the description is with us, and let me just paste it in the chat so that you all have quick access to it. Or maybe Snigdha will do it for me, but let me just paste it here. So yeah, basically it's saying the image is a bar chart title. So it gives the title name of the graph uh, and showing the monthly cash flow in billions dollars for 2019. And it talks about the charts distinguishing between taxable bond mutual funds. So it's talking about this blue tag and the municipal bond mutual fund, which is the red tag. And then if you scroll down, so it is also talking about the exact numbers that are there for each of these funds. So it says tax funds are 7 billion, municipal funds are 8 billion, so total 14 billion. So it's giving each values. And again, we've asked for that detailed description. That is why we are getting them for each of the month. You can say a short description, so it will be smaller. It might only talk about the higher and the lower value. And you can also say that give a short description, but talk about the higher and the lower values of the graph. So it can do that as well. So you can customize the output according to your needs. And more, and also it works in different languages as well. So if you have Spanish documents, French documents, any third language documents, so you have that option to create alt text in that specific language as well. And then one more thing, and let me just zoom out a little. So let's say if the graph has more relevant context with the text around its paragraph. So if this image has some more, relevant information that is also included in this graph, or you want the alt text to have meaning from this paragraphs as well. So you can just increase the box of the image and then basically generate the alt text. Now prep will understand or also take into consideration the text that is written in these paragraphs and then create an alt text. So you have that option too, for you to create that meaningful alt text if the context is relevant in around the images. Great. So now we'll move on to tables. Again, one of those type of content which are really complex and uh, which takes a lot of time to tag. So I'll first quickly cover the simple table which Preps takes care of really well. And we won't be spending a lot of time here. So how Prep again is tagging a table is with boxes. So we are going to focus on this table here. So you have the TH, which is the table header, and the TDs, which are the table data. And again, it assigns that reading order accordingly, which is from left to right and then top to bottom. So you have that as well. And then again, this is where preview becomes really important, because what now preview is allowing you to do is just to simply compare two images. So all you are now doing is comparing the table on the right to the output, or the table on the left to the output on the right, and make sure these are again uh, like similarly structured. So you can just mute the tags from here to evaluate the content. So here again, you all you're doing this 31st March 2024 is spanning over two columns. So yes, this is the same here as well. And similarly for this column. So again, this is all you're doing when it comes to tables on images. You're just comparing two images. And again, a user without that deep knowledge of accessibility or of prep, you can simply do it. That is how we are able to make sure that the learning curve of prep becomes or stays really low. It's more like a comparison task rather than doing the remediation together. And then let me just force an error here as well. So I'm just going to force or change the row span to, let's say, 3 cells and refresh the output to see how it changes. So now here, I just changed the row span of this cell. So again, preview is which is the option where it can help you catch if there is any issue with the table or any form of content. So now, just by looking at it, I was able to make sure that this table is not correctly tagged. I see a problem with this specific cell. What the problem is, it's spanning over multiple rows. On the left, it is just one row for EUR. So I can go back to that cell, see the row span that is there, which is 3 cell, and fix it to 1 cell, and then refresh the page output. So again, preview is helping you catch that issues and the changes that I'm doing. This is something that our team, our instructors train our users on. So it's not like you just get the tool and you'll have to use it, but you'll have training sessions with us as well. But again, preview can help you catch if there are any issues. Now we'll move on to a complex table, which is not correctly read by prep. So we have this complex table here, which has an incorrect output. We have a question from Abby. So, how does the alt text feature do with images of people? Is it possible to set the standard alt text prompt to include instructions to avoid including the gender or race of the photo subject, for example? Yes. I mean, so in the prompt, I mean, we can set a standard prompt for you, but also you can change the prompt. You can write in that don't include or avoid including the race or the gender of the people in the photo. Just give me a general description and it will create that description. So depending on how you want the alt text to be, uh, you give that relevant prompt and the alt text is created. But here we have a complex table. I can see that this is a small issue here. But again, preview is a soft feature that can help me catch if there are any issues. So again, in this specific table or page, preview will take a few more seconds to load because there are about like 1,300 tags on this page. So it might take a few more seconds to load. So now the preview is here. So I can see this portion of the table is outside the table and we'd like to be inside it, of course. But preview can help you catch if there is an issue with the table. So let me just close the preview. And again, with a few clicks, you can click or change it. So you simply go to this P tag, which is incorrect. So you simply delete this tag. And now this portion or the first row of the table is untagged. So within two clicks, you can tag all of them as well. So you can simply select the row which is at the bottom of it, and just go to this toolbox and click on clone tag box. So it will clone all the tags that you have selected, and then you can just place the clone tag on the table that you want it to have, or on the row that you want the table the tags to be. And then the last step is again just by selecting all the tags and then going to this tag as a table icon and click on generate table. So even if something was not accurately tagged, or let me just, so even if something wasn't accurately tagged, let me just do the undo really quickly. So we will also use one feature, which is the flat structure feature. Why we are using this is because currently tables, all the tags in tables have a relationship with each other. So all the tags are in a table row and all the table rows are inside a table. So as we are making a structural change to a table, we'll use this feature, which is flat structure, which is basically disassociating this relationship for us. Once you click on it, all these tags will be individual tags. So as you can see now, they are individual tags. They are not related to each other anymore. And now is when you select all the cells and go to the tag as a table icon and click on generate table. So now that the table is tagged, we can go to the preview to verify it. And again, it will take a few more seconds than usual because there are like 1,400 tags on the page. I'll just check if there are any questions that are yet to be answered. So now that specific paragraph, which was outside of the table rows that were outside, are now back inside, and then preview is your go-to tool to confirm if something is accurately tagged or not. So again, a preview becomes really important, really crucial for any user to understand if your document is accessible or not. And again, it boils document accessibility to as simple as just comparing two images, because that is all I did. And then I was able to make sure the issue with the table and correct it as well. Great. So coming back to our presentation, is now we'll just quickly brush upon best practices for scalable remediation and how REP is able to support them. So, starting with centralized versus department level remediation. So, one of the biggest scalability issue is fragmentation. So, when each department handles remediation independently, you are basically ending up with inconsistent tagging standards, different interpretations, no visibility into overall progress, and no institutional reporting as well. And accessibility becomes a local effort instead of institutional strategy. So the structural problem. So when remediation is handled by department, it feels decentralized and agile, but in reality, it creates inconsistency as well. So PrEP solves this by enabling a centralized remediation framework with controlled access. So you have an admin dashboard in PrEP, and let me take you back to the PrEP dashboard. So you have the admin dashboard. So this is the dashboard which is giving you the documents being outsourced, but you also have a report section which tells you the different departments and how much accessibility is being done. So you have that period in which how many active users were there, if there were any new user, which department is doing how much remediation. So a department basically not doing that much. This demo department, so I, as an admin of the organization, I can reach out to the department, see what their problems are, and then I can reach out to continual engine or prep team to organize training sessions for this specific department. So tracking this becomes really easy and important on prep. So that was one. Second, the best practice is tiered remediation strategy. So when you have, because not all documents are same, a simple syllabus document will be really different from a 300-page textbook document which has complex math content. So, and without a tiered model that we propose for most of our users, teams are usually overpaying for simple documents, or backlog is growing, or staff members are always getting overwhelmed. So with this tiered model is simple and moderate complex documents can be auto tagged and validated using prep, and that can be done in-house. Then you have a high volume, or let's say you have a super complex document that is required tomorrow or day after. So those kind of time sensitive documents is what you can outsource to us for remediation, and our team can do the work for you. Uh, and then third is for any documents that are following the same templates or same structures, you can simply create a template which was covered in a previous webinar, and then accessibility can be just one click away. So this tiered strategy is for your simple document being done in-house, complex or time-sensitive documents being outsourced, and same structured document being templatized. You can scale remediation really quickly at your institute. Talking about quality assurance and screen reader testing is, of course, of utmost importance. And automation, again, without validation, is creating a compliance risk. So, prep incorporates a human in the loop. Of course, once you're doing the remediation, it is doing the tagging for you, but you are reviewing that content, or a user is viewing that content. And then we have a preview option that is giving you the screen reader output as to how end user will use it. And then you have the inbuilt accessibility checker of prep as well, which follows the PDF UA and WCAG compliance as an added layer of confirmation. So we have multi-layered checks on prep to make sure that the quality that the prep output that you have of a document is compliant, and not just compliant, but end user compatible as well. Integrating remediation into your LMS or content pipelines. So common challenges, faculty upload inaccessible files directly into LMS. So remediation happens after complaints, and then no automation in the content pipelines that or document repositories that you have. So Prep, with its open architecture, can integrate directly into your LMS platforms, Brightspace, D2L, Blackboard, Canvas, Moodle. So Prep can integrate with your LMSs, and documents can be auto tagged uh, and uploaded at scale. You see how you can upload multiple documents as well. Well, and then integration can be embedded into the workflow. And then we also provide SSO login. So ease of license creation and access to the tool also becomes really simple. And then the last is standardized intake through a centralized portal. So without a standardized intake process, the documents are coming, some coming through email, some coming through Google Drive. So tracking is happening basically on spreadsheets, and turnaround times are unclear, codes are manual. So with that, with our remediation services platform, is where you can simply outsource any documents for remediation. And let me just show you how you can do that as well. So you can go back to the upload screen, upload one document or multiple documents, and click on the send to CE checkbox, where you can just enter any instructions that you'd like us to know, which is, let's say, delivery date Feb 28th. I need this by then. So once you confirm, you will be onto the remediation screen where you'll see a code, all the documents that you have outsourced, and I'm an admin user, so I can see files uploaded by different users in my organization as well. The department, delivery date, and then due date is something that we update from the back end. The code is the dummy code that we've just put in for now. Under review, and then you can pay for the document as well, or we can align on the payment structures. And then once it's done, you will have a document option here to download the remediated file as well. So one platform to track all your documents and do the work in-house as well. And we have another question from Abby. Has Prep been tested with complex math notation? Yes, Prep has the ability to create automated alt text for STEM content as well. And let me show you as well. Uh, And we have another important question from Abby: is content put into prep used for LLM training, specifically thinking about remediation of original faculty, authorship who may not want their work to be used for training? So we don't train prep on any of the documents being uploaded by our users. We are happy to share our secure documentation with you. Prep is being trained separately with openly sourced documents by our team. So no training is being done on the documents that you are uploading. So your documents are safe with us. And we are GDPR compliant, we are ISO certified, we have HECVAT, BPAT. So any documentation that your teams might require or legal might require, we have those in place, and we are happy to share a copy of everything that we have. But this is what most of what we wanted to cover today. I'm just showing everyone how we can create all text format content. And of course, the floor is open for questions. Please feel free to type in your questions in the chat. This is again one of those document, and let me just go to a page where we have the math content. So we have these formulas. So they are currently references. So let me just combine all of them into one tag. Let's just say this one as well. Let me just combine them. Let's say we want to create alt text for both of these formulas. So, and I can do that at once as well. So I'm selecting both of them. They are currently paragraph tags. So P. So let me change them to formula first, and then I'll go to this alt text and click on this M, which says auto generate math text. So this is what's happening in the background. It is generating that alt text for us. So it has that alt text here created. So it says d over dx, open square bracket, fx gx close square bracket equals f prime, and so on and so forth. And for this complex formula, it says line one. So it's talking about, because there are three lines, so it's saying line one, d over dx, open square bracket, fx, and it talks about first line, and then it says long right arrow, which is defining this long right arrow. So integral of fx g prime, and then it goes to the line three, long right arrow, and then it writes description for this as well. So this is how prep can create automated all text for math formula as well. And I hope, Abby, that answers your question. Great. So we do have 7 more minutes with us. So I'll be happy to take any more questions. If you'd like to see any other thing in action, we'd be happy to show you that as well. And then if you were interested in the template feature of prep, we did cover that on our last webinar. Please feel free to reach out to us, and we can share a copy of the webinar, of the recording of the presentation with you, and make sure that your questions about templates are answers. These can be used for your transcripts, your syllabuses, any kind of documents that are following the same structure. You have that template feature, which with which all the documents following the same structure can be tagged at once and reaching 100% compliance. So any document that you see are similarly structured can be templatized with just one click. And on prep, we do have a user screen as well. So for those of you who might work with different departments or would like to see different users in your organization, you have the user screen from where you can see the different users. You can create new licenses here as well. Just put in the name, or you can recycle the license as well. You can delete a user from here and just recycle the license if any user has left the organization. And more importantly, we also have a question mark on every screen of prep, which is basically your way to reach out to us if there are any doubts that you have. So you can simply click on contact us, put in your name, email, subject of the problem, and a brief description, and our support team will get back to you with the response. So this is like an unlimited feature that we have that you can provide. And I believe we have a question. Can we see an example of generating alt text of an image of a person? So let me just look for that document. But we do have another question. How does prep handle large files up to 800 pages? For example, sorry if that has already been covered. So so Irina, I'm showing your question, but Abby, I'll answer your question as well. So how prep tags a document is within 1 to 2 seconds, one page is being auto tagged. That's depending on the complexity. And okay, of course, that when it comes to 800 pages, it might take a few more seconds than usual. So prep can easily tag it a large file, but again, it will just take few more seconds than usual to tag an 800-page document. And Irina, I hope this image might answer your question. And I'm just going to create an alt text. So give short textual description, and click on generate. So it says a person wearing a blue shirt and a helmet is riding a bicycle on a dirt path surrounded by trees. So it is not describing the race, the color of the person. It's just basically describing the surroundings. Great. And then you have, once you purchase the license, you have training sessions with our team as well, which covers different topics. And we can also customize the training sessions according to your specific documents, the documents that you're seeing day in, day out. We can take your documents, put them on our tool, and then customize the training sessions according to your needs. And then we are integrated with your LMSs. So workflow for faculties, for your teams can becomes really simple as well. We do have 2 more minutes. So if there's any question coming into your mind, I'll be happy to take them now. But of course, you can reach out to us via email as well to share any questions or ask any questions that you might want to ask. And let me just paste my email ID in the chat as well so that you can reach out to us for any questions. And then I believe we had a question from Christian as well. Is the license per university or per user? So, Christian, this is per user. The license pricing and all, of course, we can discuss that offline, but the pricing is per user. But we do have institute-wide licenses options as well uh, that can provide a wider access to a lot of faculties in the university and provide SSO login for easy access as well. And I'm just pasting my email in the chat, uh, or Snigdha might just do it. We just have 1 minute. So please feel free to reach out to me via email or our support team. We'll make sure that we answer all your questions. Irina, we would love to cover the cost and licensing. This is a question from Irina, but you can reach out to me via email and I can probably discuss it there. Thanks again, everyone, for your time today. It was lovely meeting all of you. Great answering your questions. You will hear from our team with the recording of the webinar and the question and answers that we discussed. We hope that you stay with us for the next session as well, which is in a month time. You will be notified through our social media handles. We will be covering different topics in each month. The series will continue. We love your participation and reach out to us if you have any additional questions. Thanks again. And I hope you have a great day and a great weekend ahead.